What is the main reason why men get married? Let's check
That
out this
picture,
video.
that
Man
picture
wants
threw
to
me
get
off.
married. He's only getting married truly for one reason. The men can work and provide for themselves. He does not necessarily need you to cook, clean, and have sex because he can get sex from multiple women. A lot of them can cook and clean. Their mother taught them, or they can pay someone to get it. The culture is telling them these women do not get married. So why would a man go past what the culture is telling him and choose to have a wife? It's for one real simple reason. Because with a wife, you can now have love, you can now have nurturing, you can have support, you can have affection. This is what he can't get from a roommate. So if that is not what you're leading with, your relationships with men is love, support, nurturing, and respect, this is why your husband is now pulling away, because in the beginning you gave him those things. But as you got into the relationship, you got bitter, you got resentful, you start seeing his flaws, start counting that against him, you start measuring him against other men, and now you're pulling back on the love, the affection, and the nurturing.
Mm,
Sister had a couple of valid points. So, as a man,
hmm
what are the main reasons men get married? Oh, and before I get into you answer this, I gotta give a big shout out to my guy, Monster Cameron. He has been with me since day one.
Monster
Shout
Cameron,
out.
what's happening?
Let me know. Are you still in Thai? Is it Thailand? I thought you may have moved to. Give me a shout out. Let me know where you at.
Man, and let us know if you are in Thailand. Do I need to pull up? Do I need to make that my forever home? Because I done heard some good things about Thailand. So
Oh
uh,
yeah.
keep us posted out
Um,
here in these streets.
right. So what are the main reasons, men and women? Please, please, please take heed to this information and stop making up your own
hmm
answers. We have a guy here who is telling you, he's giving you the blueprint of
hmm
the reasons why men marry. And take heed to these responses, please.
Right. I mean, you want someone who is of female persuasion that you can kind of call your best friend too. Things you really can't talk to your homie about. Not to say that you don't feel comfortable, but these are things that someone that you have a different type of love for that you can talk to. That's where the support angle comes in.
Mm,
Because men, we want support. We want somebody who can accept our flaws. Because a lot of times we're told what we don't do well. We don't get constructive criticism. So we do want a woman who can be our backbone, the rock, and give us that support. Because I seen, my both my grandmothers. One of them was kind of like a housewife. The other one did work, but they never complained though. Always had a smile on their face. Always dropped gems. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And that's when you do want to have children, you want a woman who's going to be able to kind of be that balancing act. Yeah, I might come home and just be on one, but you want her to be like, tone it down. Let I got this. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? A true partnership. You want that person who can really just be there by your side and kind of handle business and be that the yin to your yang who can handle things that you can't do. Like we all need that. We all need that partnership. So like I said, for me, it's love, partnership, support. That's it. Like men really are simple. We are not
Love,
complex creatures.
partnership, and support.
And
Ladies, are
support.
y'all taking notes? Like, I don't know if y'all know, but if you actually take notes, your
hmm
brain will learn to memorize this. Take these
hmm
notes. Love, support, and partnership, y'all.
Partnership, man. We got to be a
Monster
union, a
Cameron
true
said,
union.
yes, he is visiting the Philippines. He just bought a house out here and he's furnishing it.
Mm.
He married for love and children. Thailand is heaven for single men, Colombia too.
I see you threw that at the end. You threw that in
Ah,
at the end. It's heaven. It's heaven. For a single man.
Free is saying he marries for love, children, and companionship in old age.
And that's
Companionship in
basically
old
the
age.
same thing that I said. He just said it differently.
Yeah.
Partnership, companionship is the same exact thing. Like we just want a good companion, somebody that we could just laugh and cry with. You know what I'm saying? Like there are no boundaries of what we can do. There's no limits of what we can do.
Yeah.
There's no "Oh, I can't talk to my husband or I can't talk to my wife about this." No, we can talk about whatever we need to talk about. Whatever's embarrassing, whatever's great,
Yeah.
because that's the first person that you want to talk to when something does go
Let's go wrong.
good or something goes bad, because you want that person to support you. That's what that is. That's all that is, man. Again, we're simple creatures. We don't ask for a lot.
It's funny because I asked my husband today, I was like, so why did you marry me? And he looked at me like, why are you asking me that type of question?
I do
Why?
the same thing because I be
And I
getting asked.
said,
I'm like,
I
you ask
need research for my podcast. I mean, because I love you. Any other questions? I'm like, okay, that's all I needed to know. It's funny because ladies, you're hearing this from many men in the different walks of life. Love, children, companionship, partnership. So, how important is financial stability when you are making the decision to marry?
I mean, it's important, but it's not on like the priority scale. Because you can be very well financially off and be a horrible individual. And most women like that are still single up into
Mm,
their 50s, 60s, because they don't know how to treat a man. So I don't rank financial stability at the top of my list, because it's just not that. At the end of the day, for me, that's not going to keep us together. I mean,
mm,
it'll
okay.
it'll keep us maybe afloat, of where we want to be, like depending on what our lifestyle is. But most men are, again, we're looking for that support structure. We're looking for like comfort. We want to make sure we got a landing pad when things ain't going good. I got to be able to. I know I'm coming home and I'm comfortable. I want to be comfortable in my kingdom. I don't
Yeah.
want to be uncomfortable. If all you care about is money, I'm going to be uncomfortable. So financial stability for a woman is not at the top of my list. I mean,
Well,
not
what
to say
about for
it's not a
you to
bad thing. It's just not at the top of my
decide to
list.
marry for her? Like, if you weren't as financially sound, would you still have married her at that same time if you were not financially sound?
Because I was not financially sound when I made that decision to do it. And again, like we started dating so young, in our early 20s. Like I was 19 when we first met. So I didn't have a pot to piss in then. So, and we rode for so long. And then when we were like at a good point, I still needed seasoning from a financial perspective. Like I needed to have like a financial advisor tell me, hey, put your money here, do this. Like I didn't have it all together. Neither of us did, but we
Yeah,
learned together.
together.
That's the partnership. Like we gonna learn how to do this together, because when we do have a child, we need to be able to give our child these same tools. So I feel like we can always grow. Like those are the tangibles that's easy to fix if you do it
Mm,
together. Like that's why I say for me, financial stability is just not at the top of my list. It's just not. It's hard to find love though. It's hard to find somebody that you can love. That's hard. I want the things that's opportunities. Give me my stack rankings are based off the opportunities. You know.
yeah. Monster Kerman said in the US, it's weighed highly. The rest of the world, not so much. Free
Oh,
said that's low on men's totem pole because we don't want to be taken care of.
yeah, yeah. I'm more Charles F. Dutton. I'm more rock when it comes to I can handle my own.
So I'm interested to know, does societal expectations have any weight on your decision to marry? Because with females, they're always trying to marry the female off.
Mhm.
And a lot of women get pressure from society or pressure from their family to hurry up and marry. Ooh, you 35. You need to hurry up and get married. You need to hurry up and find your own
Mhm.
husband. So, do men have that same experience? And
Yeah,
if so, does it weigh heavily at all on your decision?
yeah. I mean, especially when you come from a close knit family, that's a big family. So
Mhm.
you feel it. You go to the Christmas gatherings. You know what I'm saying? Like my aunt used to always have one. We go there. Everybody's there. Most people there with they boo. Like my older cousins, younger cousins. I be in there solo.
Mhm.
And people looking at me like, "Hey, bro, like, what you over here doing, man? Like, are you frugaze? Are you switch hitting on us? Like that type. Like they be on that, like trying to apply the pressures. Like, no, I'm just not out here. I don't go to the club to look for somebody like y'all do, bro. That's why
Mm.
y'all got a different chick in here every single year. Like I know who's gonna come in with a different female every Christmas. That's not a win. Like
Ah,
your values are different than mine, and that's okay. So as long
yeah.
as you comfortable in your own skin, you can block all that out. But yes, but men do get that family pressure because you have that aunt come through with the finger waves, the one go to, hey baby,
It's always
you
one in
know,
the family.
you look nice. How come you ain't got nobody? When you gonna find you somebody? You know what I'm saying? With them blunt lips, with them cigarette lips, and them Newport lips. Talk about when you gonna get somebody. So we get the pressure too, just like y'all get it. It's different. We get it differently, but it's still there. It's like passive aggressive, subliminal type what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not as direct. It might be direct from like an uncle, but it's always direct from somebody who don't really have stability. That's what's crazy
Mhm.
when it's coming on a man. Now, I mean that's been
Yeah.
my experience. Iceberg free, they might have different experiences than me, but it's always from somebody who don't have no stability.
Free said he used to, not anymore. Monster Cameron said, I don't think so. Bachelors and players are more respected. This is why they have tons of, ooh, like ball and chain and other degenerate married men. Mm.
I think that's true, Monster Cameron, but in certain circles. When we talk about like humble upbringing circles, like not like um Hollywood circles. Yeah, they might be more respected there, but when you come from like families that are very close knit, them players and ballers really get joked on most so more so than anything because you get like people respect your income, but they don't really respect your lifestyle though. Like that's kind of like what I mean by that.
Yeah, it's funny because my great uncle, I brought, I think I've only brought one boyfriend home. And I brought him to one party we had, and I introduced him to my great uncle, and my great uncle said, "Why am I meeting him?" And I looked at him, and I'm like, "Are you really about to act like this?" And I said, "Well, he's my boyfriend, and why am I meeting him?" And I said, "Because I didn't get it." So then, I just walked off. And, once my boyfriend at the time had left, he said, "Do you know why I ask you? Why am I meeting him?" I'm like, "No, I just thought you was trying to embarrass me." He says, "I don't want to meet any man unless he has put a ring on it." I was like,
Nah, he
"Oh,
got he got some he got some expectations is what he got.
missed it." He's
Like
like,
dang,
"Hey,
bro, like
you might be bringing in, boyfriend 2, 3, 4, 5. Why am I meeting him?"
listen, I get it, But it's like, bro, like we can't have that standard. It's like, man, like there is a circle of life that we got to go through. Like not every one of these I bring home is gonna be that one,
He
but it
he was
is
telling
somebody
me
who
don't
I
bring
felt
them
was
to him
important
unless
enough.
it is.
And I do feel like if you bring somebody to meet your family, I feel like they should be taken as a sign of respect.
Mm,
And at times, because especially for the ones who don't always bring somebody, like you said, that was like the one person that you brought home, and that should have been like a opportunity for that great uncle to just drop some wisdom. You ain't gotta, it ain't gotta be a haze. Nobody's online. We ain't, what I'm saying? This is not a fraternity. Just drop some wisdom. That's how I feel like where like OGs can like really help because
help.
that was an opportunity to me that was lost, because your uncle had these. Now he looked at you as somebody like, oh, my great niece, that's somebody who need to be. If you bring her, like, you better put a ring on her finger, boy. Even if he had that conversation, that at
Yeah.
least would let me know as a man, like, okay, like her family is trio, and this dude is like, nah, like you got you one, like do right. Like, man, we appreciate that. You can pull me to the side and give me that conversation. I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that. You're not gonna run me away for
Run,
that.
yeah. Free
He said,
said his aunt
my
is that way now. She said she not befriending anyone unless I'm putting a ring on it. It could be
listen,
Beyonce, and she
we
don't want
we
to
all
meet.
go we all got them family members like that though too. Like I typically don't swing people around that direction because I just already know it's like this ain't gonna go
Okay, we're gonna
nowhere.
skip
So
that corner right there. Let's
we
just
gonna skip that corner. That's
turn
almost
right
a
here.
gossip corner too. And they single too and gonna try to judge you. No, we gonna swing to a different corner.
Woo! Family is a beast.
A
Okay,
beast.
so in your opinion, do men marry because they find the right person or because it's the right time?
No, I think men marry because they find the right person.
Mm,
Marrying because it's the right time is a cop out. That means you ain't really trying to get married. You looking for something. You looking for an opportunity. That's different for me. Like if I find the right person, that's the person I want. I'm not marrying you because the time there is no time for marriage.
mm,
Not like that. Like that. It, there is no like timestamp. I don't go into a situation like okay, and by year 3 in March Q1, I have to. You know what I'm saying? That you start to sound like somebody who's in corporate America. Like you got all these like goals that you SLAs that you need to meet. And it's like there's no timestamp on marriage
mm.
because A, marriage is expensive, but B, if it ain't the right one, then the time ain't right. Like the two don't coexist.
Facts. Facts.
From that
I,
perspective.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Okay, so ladies, for my ladies who are out there, get your pens if you ain't got your note, what is it? The notes on your iPhone, iPad. Jammer.
Hmm.
What qualities do you look for in women
Hmm.
that you want to consider to marry?
Um, that's a great question because number one quality, and this might sound like a cop out for some, but to me this is genuine. You got to be a Christian. Like you got to have some form of
Mm,
biblical discipline. Like we got to be able to go to church together. Like I can't marry somebody who's not in the church. Like
okay.
I can't do it. Like it just not that it goes against my morals, it goes against my principles as far as like the things that I need you to be disciplined in because there's gonna be
Mhm.
times we're gonna have to pray together. And if you don't pray, then what do you hope for? Like what is your outlook if you don't pray? I,
Okay.
I I mean, if you even just meditate, you don't have to necessarily be a Christian. You can be a Muslim. We can make it work. But you need to be disciplined in some type of religion to where we kind of understand each other. Like when you see me on my hands and knees and I just ain't speaking to nobody. You know what I'm saying? So that's like that's the first thing that I need. Um, the second thing that I need is again someone who's willing to listen. Listen, and you're not just gonna give up because things get tough. You
Mm,
know, like our back is gonna be against the wall at times. You know, I need to know, are we in this with me and you, or you just want me to be the one who's gonna do the fighting and the pushing and the not physically. I'm talking about
right.
fighting for us for
Right.
our marriage. Like I you know, I need somebody who really is going to be willing. If we need some counseling, like you got to be willing to be open about things that just aren't right. You know, we don't have to be disrespectful. Like you can talk about, you can disagree, you can agree to disagree, but also come with solutions and meet halfway.
Mm,
So you you got to be an understanding individual, you know, and then we have to hold each other accountable. That's where that partnership comes in. If
comes
you
in.
see me slipping, tell me. Don't enable me to be foolish. Like, don't do that. Like, if there's things you see me doing that you know ain't right or that you ain't feeling, like let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. So just being open and honest. Like there are no borders. You know, there's none of that. We don't have to put each other in a box and put borders on it to where oh we can't talk about that or we can't go there. No, like there is no we can't go. We need to go there. That's how we keep this thing moving.
Moving.
You
Yeah.
know, and then like and just the unconditional love that kind of ties everything together. That puts everything in a bow. It's got to be
Unconditional.
unconditional because unconditional is different. Like you can love someone. Like I love my homies, I love my friends, but unconditional, that's different. You know,
Yeah. Monster Cameron says he agrees that it doesn't take long to marry someone, but he'll say we think we find the right person and hope that their representative is aligned with their true self. He
one hundred
says
percent.
his qualities, again, ladies, I hope y'all got y'all notes out.
Mhm.
Aligned long-term vision, complementary personality,
Mhm.
humility, forgiving spirit, not spiteful, and a good listener.
Listen, all those are qualities that I would say is universal um, amongst men. Because if you're not a good listener, we can't make it happen because that means you tuning me out. Like you only want to get what you need to say out.
Doing all the yapping.
And that means you're a person who's going to have a bunch of assumptions. Like, let's say, like, uh, something happened, like some food spilled on the floor.
Mm,
You automatically assuming it's my fault. And I may not even ate that day. I could have just went the day. I might have been on the fast. I could have went that day and had no food at all. But you gonna get on me about food being on the floor, and it's not even my food. Like it's like think for a minute. Like take a deep breath. Like you want to have somebody who has that quality of humility. It's like I don't want to go out the deep end until we have this conversation.
section. Mhm.
So I agree completely with what Master Cameron said. Now he went into detail. If I had my pad out, I could have probably wrote some more stuff. But that's why I love this conversation because when you're not prepared for it, it really does make you sit here and think like
Right.
about the
Yeah.
qualities that mean more to you than anything. You know, there's
Mm,
also other qualities that both men and women want, you know, like the affection and stuff like that. But that is really not like at the top of my list. I ain't gonna lie, I will say this though. I do need to have somebody who can cook though. Like if you can't cook, we can't work.
Y'all, you can't do the fast food life?
I know that sounds selfish, but like I grew
You
up
know, you're gonna be
with a
cooking with Kaya, cooking
especially,
with
you know, you grew
Kaya.
up in a family full of cooks, and every time you eat somebody's food is bomb. Like I was spoiled as a kid. Like there's no way I could have married anybody who couldn't at least cook. You don't have to cook as good as like my grandmother, my aunts, my mom. but you got to at least be in that ballpark. Like you can't be
Okay.
hitting foul balls every single time. Like you got to hit some singles, some doubles, get your home run every once in a while because I got to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be just. We not gonna be fast food and door dashing it every night. Nah, it's this. Yeah,
Free said it's got to be all three: right time, right person, right place. Right time for me means we have to be at a similar place in life or at the same maturity level.
for sugar dad.
I got to be
Absolutely,
able to look at you, just being honest. Ooh, look, she
absolutely.
can't be a looky loo. That doesn't mean it's everything, but I gotta like to look at
No, I mean, and Free's right. Like you just can't be a mud puppy. Like I'm sorry, you can be Mother Teresa, but
That's why we need that closet
if you over looking like
space.
Gargamel, I can't. We can't be a team. We can't be a unit. We we can't be a unit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm with Free on that.
He
Now
says,
I did make it seem like that was more of a priority. It's not, but it
yeah,
definitely helps. Like
it's
it's a
up there.
good boost. It's a good boost. You
I mean,
know, I
last
mean,
week we discussed, some of the resolutions that women should have when, you know, not should say resolutions because I hate that word, but goals we should have to help build a healthier relationship. And one of them was I said, ladies, we need to start, you know, looking a little bit better. And we can't always come home throwing some jogging pants, put our head in a bonnet and be done with,
I
that's
mean,
one of the things I had to work on, like I need to start coming home. I can put my hair in a ponytail, maybe spray some little smell goods on,
mhm,
wear my little tight workout pants so my
mhm.
little gadonk sticks out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta work on that. Just can't
I
come home with
mean,
the baggy stuff and the pajama pants. So
to that
I
point,
get it.
Les, yes, you can still be sexy with the bonnet, but you got to have some unbelievable swag, though. Like your swag has to be
With the
just.
bonnet, you can still look sexy.
You
I
can,
think
but
one sexy girl look
your
or whatever.
swag has to be different. Like you have to have like
Uh,
a what's
you
shorty?
know
I
who that
mean,
probably
you
is?
gotta have like a
Rose.
Nia. You gotta have like a Nia Long type personality.
Okay,
You know,
good.
personality is so meaningful because we've seen you without the bonnet.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you got the bonnet on, not to say you looking dusty, you can still look good with the bonnet on. But you got the swag. You talking reckless to me, like you talking crazy, like you know what I'm saying, like you really like.
Mm.
Nah, you know I look good. Like stop fronting, boy. Like you like don't play with me. Like me, like we like to be challenged. Like men like that. To me, that shows you have a confidence about you, a
Yourself.
swag
Mm.
that that's why like a lot of like southern dudes and midwestern dudes like New York. I don't say New York, I say East Coast women because they very like confident. Confidence, like you just see a shorty with some Timberland boots on, some baggy jeans, and a hoodie. It's like you don't look sexy like that, but your confidence and you got a nice face. It's like that goes a long way. I'm telling you. Like just you don't have to show your cakes all the time. This helps, but you don't have to all the time. But
It
if you got
helps.
like a personality and a swag about you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
gives off a sex appeal, you can be sexy without having to have makeup and all that stuff on.
Free said if she listens, the rest can be worked on. But if she doesn't listen, all those other things will lose value and eventually she'll be out of the picture.
Man, Free, but you already know, just like I know, if their face is just drugged through the mud, that can't be worked on, fam.
My God.
It can't be worked on, bro.
Oh.
Like it just can't. Like there's some things that just can't be worked on. Now, if you're willing to deal with it, to where it's like, yeah, my girl don't look good at all, but she's nice, she's sweet, she's humble, she takes care of me, I take care of her. We got a
Yeah.
beautiful marriage. If you willing, hey, She's a good Christian girl. You know, she serves. She serves on the usher board. She's a good girl.
The usher
She's
board.
superintendent of the school system.
Hey.
That type of thing.
Monster Cameron says he gives his wife a budget so she can get her hair, nails, waxing, and spa every 2
Listen,
weeks. When
Master
my wife
Cameron,
feels
I'm taking
sexy,
care
our
of my baby.
interactions are easier.
He said, I'm taking
Hey,
care of my baby. She gonna be
he
on point.
knows he's on point with that one because that's
Because when I
facts.
come
Like,
home, I want everything right. Nah, he is on point with that. But
I mean,
I
we
do
do
think,
feel differently,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. And if you a man who cares about that, which I would think most men do, like give your lady a little change. Let you know what I'm saying? Let her get herself together for you. Ain't nothing wrong. It ain't tricking. That's that's opportunity is what that is to me. Like you have an opportunity to get your shorty right. Because listen,
Opportunity.
we don't nobody wants to
Improvements.
look on the out. I'm not advocating looking on the outside, nothing like that. But if you see a quality that you like, that you've seen, you're like, man, you know what? My wife will look good with that too. Let me go, baby, go ahead and here's 70. Hit up at spa, get your toes done, get them little corns and get them joints off your heels, and them little cracks and creases. Get in all that.
Oh.
I feel like that's what Monster Cameron's saying. He's like, look, I'm making sure she ain't got none of that going on.
None of it.
I salute him for that. He's like, nah, like you ain't gonna better say my shorty got bad feet at all.